A year later, and I'm still banned for speaking out about the media. My options: work a minimum wage job or my passion, and do what I believe is right to show why my media career has come to a halt. EJ Manuel's current reputation is just an example of the madness the media creates when its audience allows it to trash players unjustly for ratings.
Any thoughts at all that things were going so bad on EJ or Josh?
No, I didn't. I just, he had too good a week in preparation and on the practice field that to end it like that. I thought he just, he needed a chance to rebound, and I thought he did. Yeah, that's an understatement. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But this one was absolutely miserable. No, it just it's unacceptable, is what it is. I wouldn't say it was the entire game, but it was a majority probably of the game. Oh yeah, it was unbelievable. Static, had everything. Static, had where you couldn't hear anything. Just frustrating time, obviously. In those circumstances, that's why you saw EJ having to come run over and get the call with Greg trying to yell it into him quite a few times. Well, I think EJ knows that. I mean, we all stand right by him, and you know what? It wasn't the best times for him, certainly, but we just kept encouraging him and believing in him and believing in the guys, and we knew we could come back. We knew we could come back, and we did. And it's just, man, I really thought that game was going to be ours. I really did.
Around here and talking with DJ when it just seemed like things just compounded themselves, one thing after another.
Well, it was amazing. It wasn't just offensively. It wasn't just on EJ. Then we give up a 33-yard touchdown run or whatever it was. 28-yard touchdown run. We can't put any more guys in there, and we just had a couple guys get out of their gap, and boom, the guy hits it for a touchdown on us. I mean, it was what could go wrong. It's just crazy. I mean, anything that could go wrong did go wrong, and we were still able to overcome it to grab a lead, and that's unfortunate. Man, he was down. He just wanted to play, though. Like he wanted to get back on that field. He knew that we could do better, and he never lost faith. He was down because of the mistakes, but hell, he's ready to fight. Well, I don't know if it's fair to place that all on him. This was, one of the guy gets a free run at the quarterback. One of them, linebacker made a couple good plays. I don't think you can always, just place it on him. Obviously, that's the first guy you're going to go to because it comes down as his turnover. But it's on all of us.
He's not more accurate than he was.
I would disagree. I would disagree. I think when his fundamentals are tight, I think EJ's accurate, and he threw a couple of great deep balls. So I would disagree with that statement.
Are you 100% comfortable with him?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. I am 100% comfortable with him as a backup. Yep.
It's bad football. Not playing sound and trying to force balls in that I can't do. To have two back-to-back turnovers for scores is very tough. Offensively, and that's not something I need to be doing to help our defense and to help our team overall. So that's really how I feel about it right now. Yeah, if I were to go back and do it again, I probably would have just checked it down. And, that's another thing to learn, but, it's tough right now, obviously dealing with that and knowing that happened. So I don't think I necessarily cost the team the game. I know two early plays and those plays for touchdowns that they scored on hurt our team. And I don't think any necessarily one play changed the game for us, but definitely those 2 turnovers definitely did hurt us.
What did you say to yourself after the third, second hit? You had 3 straight drives in. How often would you say to yourself, you rattled there and started playing?
Yeah, the biggest thing I told myself was just, the biggest thing is not about me. Obviously I'm the quarterback, but you have to take yourself out of it for a second and what I mean by that is if you mess up personally, you can't dwell on that. You got 10 other guys in the huddle that are counting on you, and that's pretty much the biggest thing I told myself. And obviously, it's still early in the game. I knew we had a lot of time left to come back and rally, whether it was late in the second quarter after those turnovers or in the second half like we did. So, I'm really proud of my teammates for being resilient that way. I think we definitely pulled it together, and things didn't work out at the end. Obviously, we lost the game, but I will say I was very proud to be a part of a team that was resilient like that and finish the game strong. I'm not sure. For whatever reason, I don't know if it was a dead spot out there on the field, but for whatever reason, I think in the second quarter it was going out, and so I would just hustle to the sideline and get the play call from Coach Roman. Yeah, we finally fixed it, and to be honest, I don't know the technicalities of why it wasn't working and why it was working at certain times, but we finally got it fixed.
The last drive, second one, third one, fourth one, what was going through your mind there in terms of you thinking, obviously, first down the whole time, at any point, maybe do something else, take a shot at that point?
Yeah, the only thing that was going through my mind was, continue to move the ball down the field, move the chains, and however we needed to do that, that's all I was really focused on.
So that last play, that's tough for ball, that's what down for.
Right, but it just didn't work out. Obviously I can sit here and say, we should have did this, we should have done that. That was the play call that we had, and we just need to execute it. It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. Definitely a game that we feel like we should have won. And, when you look back at it, I take a lot on my shoulders, to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, it's a team, this and that. I feel like, I have to do a better job, as a quarterback. And obviously, you take these things, you learn from it, you watch the tape, and you move on, you be a man about it. But for me right now, personally, it's going to be tough.
So just what you got from your receiving core, short games, a lot of reps.
There's a lot of tough guys on this team. One thing about it is not just physically but mentally. And those guys, they stayed in the game. They obviously see, what's going on, but they kept believing in me. And that's one thing I always appreciate about these teammates, these guys that play for the Buffalo Bills. And so, obviously we were shorthanded at receiver, but they did a great job today.
Obviously, what happened during the second quarter, the inconsistency in your game. How close do you feel you are ironing all that out?
Extremely close, but right now it's not close enough, and so I just have to continue to work, continue to grind, and learn from these things. I think when I look back, it's one of these situations I learn from, and it's extremely tough right now to deal with it. But gotta continue to work, gotta continue to grind, gotta continue to get better. No. Never thought that, and my biggest thing was to come back and try to get us a score the next time. I never thought about being pulled or anything like that. Pat me on the butt, keep playing. Coach Roman obviously didn't he doesn't get rattled on the sideline or anything like that. And so when those things did happen, obviously we just talked about it, we fixed it, and we moved on to the next drive.
Can't believe it. It's just watching them keep tacking on points off of our mistakes. It's the NFL team, they're going to take advantage of that, and they did. They scored on them, and had us playing catch up the whole game.
It wasn't like here at halftime. You guys rallied back.
Right. I mean, we knew what it was. We knew we could bounce right back. It wasn't too far. We knew we had a lot of time. That wasn't the doubt. You saw we came back and took the lead, but we weren't concerned about being down, but just gotta play like that early. It's been affecting us.
Greg, what did you learn about EJ in the 2 games that you played?
I thought EJ did some really good things, and quite simply had some things that we'd like to clean up or take back or be able to do over. And it was pretty simple, and we could have, would have, should have. But overall, I thought he did a pretty good job, running the offense and getting the ball to the right guy. But some things we got to clean up, and our goal is to win. Period. And we can talk theory all we want, but our quarterback's job is to win. That's playing for us. His job is to win, And there's some things we got to keep grinding through with him.
Where does he go from here?
Get back to work, and try to clean up some of those things. And keep grinding, keep moving, keep working, keep trying to get better, keep striving to get 1% better every day.
Why was Josh Johnson back up?
What happened, we had a short week, and Josh was really, he knew the game plan going in. He played against this opponent before, when he's in San Francisco, preparing all that plan. So he knew the thing like the back of his hand. Probably knew it better than Tyrod did. And so that's the only reason. E.J. Manuel's our backup quarterback and will be for the rest of the things. But it was such a short week, that's why we decided to go that route.
I think you maybe addressed that last night. Can you just update the backup quarterback situation moving forward?
Yeah, it's E.J. Manuel. There's no doubt. EJ's our guy. It was just some rare circumstances is what led us to having Josh in that role. But EJ's our man. There's no question about it.
That's a wrap for episode 4. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've had it with the exaggeration from the media. They either don't care who they trash, aren't educated enough, or just too lazy to watch the film. I get that some of you fans became attached to these media members, but you deserve better, and there are better options out there. Currently, they're being held back for a number of reasons. If you want change, speak out on social media, boycott, and force their hands, and fight for equality.